it's Ronnie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you my first ever Halloween tutorial on my channel. I was so excited to film this video because I love doing different makeup looks and special effects makeup. I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I really enjoy it. So today I created this dangerous werewolf Halloween makeup look with gashes out of my neck. This video is inspired by Emma Makeup. I saw her tutorial and fell in love with it, so I had to recreate it for myself, and her video was inspired by Crispy. So I'll leave both the videos linked below if you want to check them out. So if you'd like to see how to get this really simple, pretty first date makeup look, then please keep on watching and let's jump into it. I'm totally joking, but let's go. So we're going to jump straight into it today. I'm starting off with a freshly washed and clean face. Take two. So I was filming for about 2 hours and then stuffed it up, so I had to start all over again. So I'm going to start by blocking out the tails of my brows. Now I'm going to measure where I want the brow to start flicking up towards my temple, and then anything under that I'm going to start blocking it out. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue to do this. You can use a glue stick if you don't have a glitter glue, but when I do this for Halloween I think I'm going to use a glue stick instead, because I found that the glitter glue kind of went tacky and crusty almost. It went really like dry. And I'm using the end of some tweezers to do this. And then I'm just going ahead and setting the glitter glue with some translucent powder just so it stops it from being tacky, although it did end up being tacky in the end, but this will prevent it a little bit. And then just going ahead and applying some foundation. This is the Chi Chi Fabulous and Flawless Foundation. By the way, all the products I use, if I don't show them or mention them, will be listed below. Oh my god, I saw that in my mirror and it scared the hell out of me. I'm going to fix that up in 2 seconds. I just have to quickly blend out my foundation. And then I'm just going ahead and blending my foundation out with a damp beauty blender. And then I'm just also taking that foundation over where I blocked out the brows, just so everything blends in nicely together. Now I'm taking a light concealer to highlight under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and on my forehead. This is just going to make everything look a little bit more awake and brightened. And then I'm just going ahead and blending everything out with a damp beauty blender and making sure that there are no harsh lines. And now just taking the banana shade out of my Alison Jade contour palette, I'm going to set under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose so everything stays highlighted and it doesn't crease. And then I'm going ahead and just setting the rest of my face with my Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder in the shade Darkest Brown. Now this is where I get excited because we get to move on to the fun stuff. So moving on to the brows, I just want to quickly say I do swap between 2 products. I swap between a brow pencil by MAC and the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Soft Brown. So I'm cutting through my arch and extending my brow out towards my temple. So I'm pretty much just making the shape that my heart desires. So you can go with any shape, any thickness and whatever. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in. Now taking my Anastasia Dip Brow, I'm going to start, and the MAC pencil. I literally swap between these two so much. So I'm going to start feathering the brows and making hair-like strokes just to make them look a lot more fluffy and hairy and furry. I'm actually so happy with how the brows turned out, and then I'm just taking a brow gel and brushing all the hairs up so that they stick to my skin and they make them look a lot more furry and fluffy. Moving on to the eyes, I'm taking Makeup Geek's Creme Brulee and just working this through my crease as my transition shade. And then I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Mocha and Cocoa Bear. I'm taking a mixture of both of these and I'm going to start blending this through the crease, and I'm going super crazy with this. I'm going quite heavy-handed. I'm also going to be flicking it out towards my temple to give more of a cat eye and elongated look. And now I'm just going in with a dark chocolate brown and I'm applying this on the inner corners and outer V of my eyes. I'm kind of doing like a halo eye, so I'm just going to be blending that through, and always make sure you have a clean blending brush on the side just to blend everything out so that there are no harsh lines. As DJ Khaled would say, blending is key. And now I'm just taking this Forward eyeshadow by Makeup Geek in the shade Grandstand and applying that on the center of my lid just to add a little bit more shimmer to the look. Now I'm just taking some concealer and cleaning up those harsh lines of eyeshadow. You don't have to do this, I just wanted to make it look a little bit more intense and fierce. And to give more of a werewolf vibe, I'm going to be taking a really dark brown eyeshadow and I'm going to be extending the inner corners and making them look a lot more pointed. This is going to enlarge the eyes and make them look a lot more exaggerated and opened and kind of like that cat eye, wolf, dog look. So I just went ahead and applied some falsies and mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Now I'm going to go crazy with the contouring. Now this is where the whole werewolf vibe is going to start appearing. So I'm taking the MAC bronzing powder in the shade Refined Gold. I would suggest using a warm base bronzer for this because it will just match the look a whole lot better. So if you love contouring, this is your time to go crazy with it. I'm taking the contour on my cheekbones from my ear and I'm bringing it all the way down to my mouth. I'm stopping just before my mouth and I'm putting a lot of bronzer throughout my hairline and on my forehead. And I'm also taking this along my jawline to make that look a lot more defined. And to contour the nose, I'm taking a lot of bronzer on my brush and I'm not going to be blending this out because this is going to make the nose really stand out. So I'm doing this quite intense and making my nose look super thin. Now I'm taking the Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Cocoa Bear. Now you want to make sure you have a really light hand when you do this because it is quite a dark, intense color. So I'm just going ahead and really carving out the cheekbones and giving more of a structured look. And to give a lot more depth onto the forehead, I'm taking quite a lot of this into the hairline and onto the sides of the forehead and just deepening up the shading. And now to give that werewolf look, I'm taking a brown liquid liner and I'm applying this to a really small detailer angled brush. And I'm just going to be doing tiny little hair-like strokes onto my cheekbones. So I'm doing voiceovers and my kitten just came to cuddle and she's purring so loud. So if you can hear that, I'm terribly sorry. Now I'm going to be shading hair-like strokes onto my forehead. Now I'm swapping between the liquid liner and an eyeshadow to do this, so some will be a lot less harsh than others. I'm also going to be taking that quite far down into my forehead just to kind of exaggerate the hairline a lot more. Now I'm just going ahead and shading the tip of my nose with a dark brown eyeshadow to make it look more animal-like. And then I'm just going in with the Ofra You Do Me highlighter and just highlighting the high points of my face. And I went quite intense with this because I thought it would look really cool with the makeup look. And to finish off with the lips, I think this makeup look looks perfect with a dark brown lip or an ashy brown lip. So I'm taking the MAC lipstick in the shade Stone and just applying that all over my lips. And lastly, I decided to bronze up the look a lot more because I thought it wasn't looking bronzed enough. So I went in with MAC's Gold Deposit and pretty much just applied this all over my face and just intensely bronzed up my cheeks and everything else. So if you want to stop there and only do the makeup for Halloween, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to get gory and crazy like me, then I will show you how I do the gashes out of my neck. So I'm starting out with a light brown eyeshadow and I'm just going to be mapping out where I want the scratches to be. You can do these anywhere, you can do them on your neck, on your chest, on your shoulders, but I thought it would be perfect to do it across the collarbones. Once you're happy with where they're going to be, this is where we get funky. So I'm taking the Ben 9 Nose and Scar Wax and I'm going to be applying this onto the scratches. Now I recommend if you're using this, make sure your hands are moisturized or you have a baby wipe with you to make your hands moist, because this stuff is so sticky and it sticks like crazy. And also on top of that, make sure you don't have any moisturizer on your chest, because otherwise it's not going to stick and it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm just rolling this up into little like spaghetti strips and then applying that onto my chest where the scratches are going to be. And I'm using the back of a tweezers to press this down. You can use a spatula or anything, just make sure it is flat and it is also moisturized, otherwise it's just going to stick to that too. Once I have that all laid down, I'm just going in with the back of the tweezers and making sure all the edges are firmly pressed into my skin and smoothed out. Now I'm taking my foundation on a beauty blender and I'm just working that over the Scar Wax. This is just going to blend everything into my skin and make it not look fake and make it look like actual skin. And now I'm just taking the other side of the tweezers and I'm cutting into the Scar Wax where I want the wound to be open. Now I didn't moisturize the end of the tweezers for this and it was so hard, it kept ripping and stuff. So I recommend moisturizing it or using a bobby pin, something that isn't as thick or crazy as tweezers. And now for the super fun and gory stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. So I'm taking the Ben 9 Cuts and Bruises Color Wheel and I'm taking the really dark red and I'm mixing it with a bit of purple, and I'm going to be applying this where the wounds are open. This is going to give the wounds a lot more depth and make them look really thick and deep. Now I'm going in with a red and purple eyeshadow and I'm going to start shading this around the outside of the wounds and the Scar Wax. This is just going to make them look really red and raw and really inflamed and like really sore. So I'm just shading this in between the Scar Wax on either side of the wounds. And now I'm taking the bright red shade from the Ben 9 Color Wheel and I'm going to apply this where the wounds have been freshly scratched open. This is just going to give more of a bloody effect and make the blood look really fresh, and yeah, I'm so bad at explaining things. And this is where I get so excited because this is where shit gets real. So I'm taking the Ben 9 Dark Blood and I'm going to start focusing this in the wounds. So where it is cut open and where it is deep, I'm going to put a lot of the blood in there just to make it look even more gory and real and bloody. So I'm going crazy with this. I kind of went a little overboard, but that gave more of like a scary look. And by the way, this is so messy, so lay down towels or something. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming it. I literally am obsessed with it and I think this is what I'm going to do for Halloween this year. If you do recreate this look, please don't forget to send me some photos. Also be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And until next time, stay pretty and I will see you very soon. Bye!